Good afternoon, church. We're conscious of your time. I'm not going to go far. But basically, my testimony is very short. I came from let's say, a humble, a nice background. My parents would afford good school for me, went to private school and things like that. But I was in France when I was 11. And basically, it was a day, it was very weird. I don't think I've shared that with Pastor Charles yet, but Pastor Byron said, when did you meet Jesus Christ? So I met Jesus and I didn't know him. So essentially, I was 11 years old and it was the summertime. I was in Paris. And I woke up that morning, and when I went to the living room, I saw my dad. And there were loads of cash there, essentially. And that day, I remember my siblings and I, he gave us each 1,000 euros. So I was 11 when I held 1,000 euros, which was weird. But anyway, that day he told me, my siblings and I, and the nanny, go into the city and buy whatever you want. So I was very excited. I bought a lot of video games. I bought a lot of stuff that I really treasured at the time. But I remember that day vividly, that as we were shopping and things like that, I was very happy. Suddenly my mood changed. And then I told the nanny and my siblings I wanted to go home. And they were like, well, no, we have not finished, we need to carry on. And I made a scene in front of the restaurant. I was very angry. I was like, no, I was a bit of a spoiled child. And I said, no, I want to go home now, and things like that. But then there was a man who was watching literally what happened. And as they went inside of the restaurant, I stood outside, and he began drinking, I remember vividly. And then this young man comes. I would say he was not 30 years old yet. And he came to me and he told me, what's your name? And I told him my name. And then he began speaking with me. And for some reason, at some point, he began telling me about Jesus Christ. And he told me, he gave me a prophecy essentially. He told me at your 70th birthday, you will know the Lord God and you will serve him. And in my head, I laughed. And he told me essentially, why are you laughing? Just like Sarah. And then he took a piece of paper and he wrote down his phone number. When I was 11, I didn't have a phone number. We didn't have phone numbers at the time. It was forbidden for kids. And so when I went home, I rushed and I tried to call the phone number. The number was not off. It simply didn't exist. And I did not know who that man was. At 14 years old, my dad sent my siblings and I to the UK. So I used to live in Surrey, southwest London. And I went to a boarding school the first year. And the second year, I remember Dad bought a house there. And my parents were living with me, so we had a nanny there again. And quickly we fell into the things of the world. We wanted to be accepted by our friends, and we've done all sorts of things we shouldn't have done at the time. But I remember at my 17th birthday, something insane happened. And the prophecy came back to my mind that a man told me that at my 17th birthday, I would believe in Jesus Christ and I would serve him. And so tonight, I stand in front of you to testify that Jesus lives, and he comes after your soul wherever you are.